Hey everybody, this is James with OutLaw Frags, and I'm glad to see you back here today. Today I'm going to talk about, comparing a few fragrances. So stick around and we're going to get right into it. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to compare a few fragrances that were sent to me. And this is from a cologne house called Scent Obsession, and the gentleman that I talked to is named Kevin. They had a one of those things where you could ask for a free sample. I did, and lo and behold, with my crappy U.S. Postal Service, they smashed the sample that he sent me. So send him a message saying, "Hey, I got it. The packaging smells wonderful, but it's broke." So he was kind enough, he sent me a couple of more. So what we're going to do today is we are going to take a look at what he offers. And these are all from the house of Creed. And I have a sample of each of the original Creed fragrances. So that is Royal Oud. I have Creed Virgen Island Waters. I have, this is Aventus, a decan of Aventus. This is 17Y02. And then I have the official carded sample of Aventus Cologne to compare for what they have for their cologne for Aventus Cologne. So let's jump right into this and see what we get. So first, let's take a look at the actual presentation. Which these little guys aren't bad, I will say that. I've seen way worse. I actually really like these half-ounce samples. These are great. This is just enough juice to really wear a fragrance and find out if this is something that you really like or not. You know, you can run through, this has got to be enough for at least 5 or 6 wearings. And you get the chance to find out if this is really what you like or not. And it's not a huge amount to figure out. It's not a huge amount to buy and to have on the shelf to figure out if this is a fragrance you want to buy a full bottle of. So I really dig this size sample. To me, this is perfect. It lets me have enough wearings to know if this is for me or not. So what we're going to do is we're going to spray some on some cards. And I have to say thank you to the SAs over at Dillard's. You girls are great. They gave me some blotter cards from Dior to use so that I'm not cutting up paper here in the studio. So thanks, ladies, I appreciate it. So we're going to see a lot of these. And let's try this. This is their copy of This is their copy of Royal Oud. And what's cool is on the, let's see if you can see on the label, it actually, they write on there Royal Oud. A lot of cologne houses don't want to put the original colone's name on their cologne. I kind of get it. At the same time, for me, you know, it gets a little confusing. Like, I really like the house of genre, but all the names don't have anything to do with the names of the fragrances that they're cloning, so it gets a little mind-frazzling, to say the least. These are cool. It's right on the cap. I will say right off the bat, the opening of that smells really good. And I'm going to spray, and this is first impressions with the exception of this over here. I'm going to spray Creed's Royal Oud, the sample that I have. And I gotta tell you, wow. This is Creed. They're actually pretty close. I will say that this one has a little bit more of a rugged edge. This is a little bit more smoother, but they are ridiculously close. I'm really surprised. And the trick to this is Creed Royal Oud has like the most quintessential not oud note period, because there's hardly any, if at all, oud in Creed's Royal Oud. It is extremely wearable. It is a Western oud. It is not funky. And to me, it's almost undetectable. It's a wonderful fragrance. I really like it. It's got a little bit of a spice to it in the opening. Right now, they are, I will say, at least 85% close. You know, and this is with me picking them apart right now, one right next to the other. So I'm actually kind of impressed with this one. You know, I think with these colognes are like any other, you're gonna get different ones are gonna smell better. I don't want to say better. Different colognes, wow, that's not working either. Different colognes from different cologne houses. Some of them smell way close to the original fragrance and some of them don't. That one right there smells really, really, really close. I am really familiar with this next one, the scent profile of Creed's Virgen Island Water, because I really, really like this. I've actually worn quite a bit of this summer, but I haven't worn the actual Creed. I have worn Genre's Artesian Waters, and it is their clone of it, and it's wonderful. So let's see how this one stacks up, because like I said, I am really, look at the sprays on these aren't bad at all. I'm really liking it. I'm really familiar with this scent DNA. Wow, yep. Right off the bat, that tells you I am Creed's Virgin Island Water. Wow, that's ridiculous. Let's compare it to the sample of the Creed that I have. This is going to take a second. I hope you guys don't mind. And then plus I'm going to ramble a little bit because why not? It's my channel. You know what I'm saying? So here is the sample of Creed Virgin Island Water that I have. I have a tiny little 5 ml decant of it. Okay. There's a little bit more of a zest or a zippy note in the opening of this. They're both really good. If I put these on, I don't know if they just do a great job with the Creeds, because this is 2 for 2. These two smell a lot alike. Now I know I watched, and I'm going to link his channel below, Mr. Cheap Scents, that's who. And he had gotten some from Kevin and had a horrible experience. I guess I'm really lucky so far because I have 2 that are actually really good and I don't mind them at all. Like I said, this is not a 1-to-1 clone. There's something a little bit sweeter and a little bit more like a zest, kind of. Like when you take a microplane and you zest either a lemon or a lime, that kind of scent is in their version that is not in the original. Wow, this stuff smells so good. Virgin Island Water is just a vacation in a bottle. There's no other way to explain it. So those 2 I would say are easily, wow, those are 90% close. I mean, if I passed somebody on the street that had this on, I wouldn't be hard pressed not to think that this was Creed's Virgin Island Water. This is actually a really well done scent. Now I can't speak right now to these guys' longevity or their projection. Like I said, this is just a initial impression to see what I think and compare it to the original scent, see how close it is. I can't tell you at this point in time. Maybe I'll come back. If you guys want me to do a full review on these, let me know down in the comments. But right now, this is all just first impression. And I hope it helps you out, and I hope it's a little bit interesting. So the next one we have is their version of what they're calling a balanced Aventus. And I'm thinking that they're trying to find something that's between the really smoky batches and a really fruity batch of a really fruity batch versus a really smoky batch of Aventus. This one isn't as sweet or fruity. This is a little bit smoky. I have another one that is from 2016 that is much more fruity. So let's see if this one kind of reminds me of something in between, or even in the ballpark, because this to me is something. This is a DNA that you can't screw this one up. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. At least in my opinion. So let's take a peek at what their opening is going to smell like. Okay. I get a little bit of the pineapple. It's really faint though. It's missing the body. You know, Aventus isn't a real heavy fragrance to start out with. It's just not. But it's got depth and character, and wow, oh, huge difference right in the beginning. Yeah, this is the Aventus we're all used to. This one, like I said, 17Y02 is a little bit more smoky. Yeah, on the openings, I'm not digging the opening very much of what they call their balanced Aventus. It doesn't smell bad. It has that hint of Aventus in it. It's just way too light. Like, I'm almost completely nose blind to that already. Like, I can barely smell that. But this is still rocking on. As far as how close they are together, oh man, they're not, to be honest. They are more likely to be closer to, I would say, maybe 60% close to each other. You kind of get that the birch and the Aventus a little bit up top, but you know, that's all I pick up or anything else. This has everything there. So would I recommend you picking up their version of balanced Aventus? Nah, I'd probably say to pass on this one. I mean, it's not bad, but for what's available out there in the cologne world, there's better clones. But the first two were bangers. Unfortunately, we're not getting all bangers. Let's take a look now. This is one that has gotten a lot of hype in the community just lately. Well, within the last 6 months. And that is Aventus Cologne. And I have an official carded sample here. And let's see if it says what the actual batch is, because I'm pretty sure most of these do. This one does not. I learn something new every day. So let's take a smell and see what these ones have to offer. Now, I have worn both of these. I actually thought I was going to really hate the Aventus Cologne, because I was like, Aventus has gotten to the point where it is so light, why do we need a lighter version of an already failing scent DNA? Because a lot of people have stated that the batches that have been released within the last 2 years are just a pale representation of what Aventus was in the past. And unfortunately, it's nowhere near as close to the same fragrance it was when it was released back in 2010. So I was thinking I was gonna hate this. I was like, why do I want something that's even more light than the Aventus you can buy today? And I was kind of taken back. Yeah. The opening is so much more fresher. They took out all of the pineapple when it came to making this scent, and it's fresher, it's lighter, it's more invigorating. I thought it was just straight up money grab, to be honest with you, but it's actually, I actually kind of like it. Now, to be honest, am I ever going to spend the money to buy a bottle of that? No. I may pick up a decant, but I'm never going to drop 400 and some odd bucks retail for a bottle of Aventus Cologne. And it is not a cologne, it is actually an eau de toilette, but it's in the vein of the original cologne kind of making of a fragrance. That's why they call it cologne. I love the opening, it's wonderful. You know, I thought I was really gonna miss the pineapple from the original, from Aventus itself, and I find that it has enough sweetness with the bergamot and everything else that's in here that I'm not missing it. Now, I will say that these guys' Aventus Cologne is actually really good. So I knew this one before I sat down. This one wasn't really a first impression. I've worn this a couple of times. The other ones are exactly that. They are a first impression. But would I say this is a good alternative? Yeah, actually smelling them side by side, yeah, it's not a bad knockoff of it at all. If you were walking past me, there's no way I could tell the difference. In the air, I can tell no difference. They're both really light, but that's the scent characteristic of Aventus Cologne, is it is very light. So, my opinion on Aventus Cologne and their inspiration of it, their cologne of it, is actually really good. Now, I have to say, like I said, I saw Mr. Cheap Sense. He had problems with all kinds of stuff with his atomizers and everything else. I got lucky. These are samples that when I talked to Kevin, I just told him to send me some stuff. I didn't pick these, he just picked them out and he sent them to me. Thank you. I appreciate that. These weren't sent to me for review. Kevin just sent them to me, and I really appreciate the gift. I told him when I got them that I would review them, and I'm really glad that for what they are, I'm really glad that I got them. And I'm interested in getting some more from him, because if I have, you know, 3/4 luck out of a 4 fragrance bank here, it's not bad. Like I said, I can't speak to any of the other fragrances that he's making, but I can talk about what I have in front of me, and what I have in front of me is definitely, I'm impressed. This one is a no-go for me personally. Somebody might like this, or like, you know, the way this formula of Aventus style cologne is to me. My brain is wired to the original, the way it smells, and to be honest with you, there's a ton of this DNA everywhere. It's been cloned to death, so that one's not a big one for me. But the rest of them are outstanding. The one that I'm really impressed with is this one right here, and it is Royal Oud. I like Royal Oud. I'm just about out of that sample, and they are really close. I will say that in the Creed, I'm picking up a little bit more spice. At this time, not quite as much, but it's still really good. It's still really good. I'm still impressed. So, with all that being said, I'm James. This is OutLaw Frags. I hope this was enjoyable for you, and I will catch you on the next video. Remember, if there's anything here that you're interested in, let me know. and then comment below. Maybe we will discuss it further. Till next time, I'm James, and I'll catch you on the next video.